Good evening, everyone. It is Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we're here in conversation with me, Jen Slay. I am a therapist and a life coach, and my passion is to help women, help children feel their very, very best, with a sprinkle of a few men in there, too. Tonight, we are talking with Caryn Parchment. Hello, Caryn.
Hi.
Hi. And so, Caryn, I'm going to read a little bit about her to you guys so you can learn all about her. Here at In Conversation, we talk to some of the most interesting people from all over the world who want to support people to live a better life. So, I'll tell you a little bit about Caryn. Caryn Parchment is a city girl that has been a fashionista before the term existed, from the tender age of 8 years old, growing up watching Jean Becker on fashion television. Caryn always knew that she wanted to parlay into the fashion world in her adult years. She started off by sketching a fashion line at the age of 16, and then headed off to Ryerson University to study print and marketing, looking to work for the likes of Fashion or Flair magazine. As Caryn graduated during the recession, she transitioned her career into the food industry. However, her heartstrings always tugged at an opportunity in fashion, and thus she left the food industry in 2016 to emerge into the Toronto fashion industry as an editorial and personal stylist and fashion blogger, working with designers and personal clients. She is constantly looking to grow her fashion empire, such as leader and co-founder of Diva Girl Fashion Toronto, which launched in November 2015, a community for women and women entrepreneurs where they have a platform to grow and nurture their passions and talent within the Toronto fashion industry. She believes that her impact in today's fashion world is to make women feel good about themselves and teach them how to have fun with fashion. Hello, Caryn.
Hi, Jen. How are you?
I am good. I am good. Thank you so much. Just reading that, I'm like, oh, we just align. We're just aligned with the things that we want to do in this world. It's awesome. So tell us about yourself. 16, and you created your own fashion line.
I did. It actually, the sketches hang on the walls of my home to this day.
Really?
And I did not realize at the time that my fashion line was way ahead of the time. And it's actually a lot of the designs now are in stores like Zara, Forever 21. It's funny. Like
Oh
I was
man.
doing at 16, let's see, I'm going to date myself. I'm going to say in 2001,
Uh-huh.
I was doing asymmetrical skirts and dresses.
What?
I was doing capri pants, excuse me. I was doing bell sleeves.
Really? Now that is big. That I've noticed that kind of just blowing up over the last year or
Yep.
so. As I think was it that show, Carrie Washington, Carrie something.
Yes. Oh, I know which show. It's going into its final season actually.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
oh. The
And I
name
could see it in
escapes me right
everything.
now.
Anyway,
Yeah,
she wore something and then everyone was wearing it.
absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love her fashion on that show.
Yeah, it's good. It truly is good. It truly is good. So that is amazing. So at the age of 16, you were ahead of the times.
Yep.
You could kind of see the future.
Yes. It was
See the
also,
fashion.
it was futuristic. However, it was also taking, I wanted to create something that hadn't been done, and as well something that I loved and would wear myself.
Uh-huh.
And when I created this line, it was so good that it was actually hung on the walls of my school at the time. And
Mhm.
I was like, okay, people are really resonating with my brand. And then I thought about having it made, and I had a lot of feedback,
Mhm.
and the feedback actually made me go into print and marketing and learn the business side of fashion as opposed to the actual being on the front lines and being a fashion designer.
Okay, so you kind of went into the background of it.
Yes.
Okay, all right. And so how was that for you? What was that experience like?
It was very interesting considering that I first started out going to business school,
Mm,
pursuing a major of marketing. And during my first semester of business school, I realized it's not for me. I'm very hands on, very creative.
mhm,
And I noticed the print and marketing program that they had with graphic communications management. And I fell in love with it. And then 4 years later, I graduated. And I was like, yes, I'm out there. I'm going to rock it. I'm going to go work for the likes of Fashion or Flair magazine.
uh-huh,
I'm going to have my marketing, and I'm going to be like, "Oh yeah, I designed those pages, or I helped with those pages or everything."
mhm.
And then the recession happened.
Oh, the recession happened and then you shifted.
I did shift. I realized that working in retail print was very similar, and I got to work for some of many major multi-level brands,
Okay.
and including some in the food industry,
Okay.
which were awesome. And I got to learn a lot about what it goes into the food and everything at restaurants firsthand. And that
Mhm.
made me truly love and appreciate food even more. Hence why my blog is called Fashionable Foodie Toronto, because it combines my two loves.
Food and fashion.
Yes.
Yeah, we're twin souls, girl. We're twin souls. Love food, love fashion. Well, that is amazing. Okay, so when we were talking, you were saying a little bit about how when you got into the industry, there were a lot of people that were telling you, well, you're to this and you're to that. How did you cope? Can you tell the viewers a little bit about that story and how you
Oh,
got through it?
absolutely. I was 16 at the time, and I'm getting all of this criticism, and criticism, good, bad, some in between. And to be honest, I was too young to handle it.
Mm,
And uh, and at the time, I didn't have the thick skin that I've developed over the years now.
okay.
And so I realize, however, everything happens for a reason,
Mhm.
and everyone needs to take that into consideration. Whatever happens to you, it is to be a part of your journey.
Right.
And I look back and you know what? Maybe I wasn't destined to be a fashion designer. However, I know everything that goes into creating great fashion designs. And that's why I consider fashion design a work of art
Mhm.
that you put on your body. Because I understand the countless hours, the beads, the sequins, the sketching, the everything that goes into it to get to that final creation. So when I go to Toronto Fashion Week and Toronto Women's Fashion Week and all of the different fashion shows across Toronto, and I see the talent that's coming out,
Mhm.
I applaud them because it takes guts to do what they do, and courage, and that's part of the reason why I created the platform Diva Girl Fashion Toronto, because I wanted to have a platform for women like myself who, whenever they're facing all of this feedback and this criticism, that
Mhm.
they have a place that they can go and be nurtured, feel empowered, a dynamic environment of like-minded women, and we can all succeed at the same time.
So tell us about that. Great segue into this. What is Diva Girl? Tell us about Diva Girl.
Diva Girl is founded by my very dear friend Laura Furtado in 2009. And when she founded it, it was all about women feeling empowered to unleash their sexy within. And she wanted to change the way that women were seen as divas. She didn't want diva to be a bad word. She
Mhm.
wanted diva to be a good word.
Right.
And I've come to love the word diva.
Yes.
And through that, she has pivoted Diva Girl into 6 different lifestyle pillars. So we have fitness, entertainment, beauty, nutrition, entrepreneurship, and fashion. There's something for every woman. We can all come together, we can all connect, and we can all have fun all at the same time.
So tell us a little bit about what, if when someone decides to become a Diva girl, what
Yes.
can they expect?
Well, it depends on the type of membership
Mhm.
that they sign up for. We have 2 tiers.
Okay.
And our first tier, the women get to attend all of our signature events complimentary,
Mhm.
as well as they get access to our private Facebook community, and they receive discounts and invitations to exclusive events.
Mm.
And our second tier is for business women, because we're all about showcasing them as experts, giving them discounts on participating in our events, and more. The opportunities are endless.
Wow. And you're not just based in Toronto.
No, we're in Toronto, Montreal, and Philadelphia in the United States. So we're North American.
North American, international.
Yes.
Yes, that is amazing. So one of the things that that really drew me to you when we were talking about your journey was how you're young, you're a very young woman, but yet you have a confidence that you've developed over time. And
Oh,
it's
yes.
one of the things that we said that we were going to talk about tonight is that the most important type of love, which is the love of yourself. And sometimes that in itself is a journey, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Can you tell us about your journey to the love of self?
Oh, I've had a very long journey learning to love myself. And
Mhm.
I can say today that I do love myself and I love the body that I'm in.
Mhm.
Uh, I've had some ups and downs with my body and with myself and loving myself. In 2013, I was in a car crash
Mhm.
and I injured myself. And through that, I actually gained about 30 pounds.
Okay.
And I was at a size I had never been in my life.
Mhm.
And through learning how to dress my body
Mhm.
and to carry my body at the same time, I learned to love myself at that stage. However, I knew that that wasn't the true me.
Mhm.
And so I embarked on a journey to get back to, as I call it, my authentic self.
Okay.
And every woman is like, oh, you look great. You could probably eat French fries and not gain a pound or nothing.
Mm.
And I'd be like, nope, I'm the actual opposite. And I've been with a gym and with a personal trainer, and she has helped me to actually shed 40 pounds
Wow.
over the past years, and she keeps me accountable
Mhm.
while I do it. And through that, I have learned to completely love myself. So I just want to give a shout out to Rosie at Ironstone Fitness.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. And it's funny that you talk about that because as women, and especially since you were in the fashion industry, there's a certain look,
Yep.
right? That's expected, like a very small, petite look, right? And
Yes.
so anything like even size 6, size 8 is too big
Yep.
in that industry, right? And I don't think it is at all, but that's just that industry. So you must have been getting it from all sides.
Oh, absolutely. I would be going to boutiques and trying on clothes, and I couldn't fit into the clothes.
Mm.
And I would go to fashion shows and I would watch the fashions like Parley Down the Runway, and um, I want to wear those. And then they'd be like, well, we only make it up to a size 8 or a size 10.
Mhm.
And throughout the years, fashion has come a long way with embracing all different sizes and shapes and body types, that it is so phenomenal that I love the age that we have come to, that you no longer, in order to feel sexy, have to be a size 6 or a 4 or a 2. You could be a size 12, a size 18, a size 20. As long as you love the body that you're in, you rock it.
Exactly, as long as you're comfortable, right? I
Yeah.
know that there have been times throughout my life where I'm a little bigger or maybe a little smaller, but during the times when I'm a little bit bigger, if I say to a friend, you know what, I feel like I need to lose about 10 pounds, they're like, Jen, you don't need to lose any weight. And it's not about necessarily how I look, because I've learned over the years how to make my body look good, regardless
Right.
of the size, but it's how I feel. Right?
Absolutely.
And so when I'm walking up the stairs and my butt is jiggling a bit too much, I can feel that, right? It's like, you know what? It's time to go to the gym, right?
Yep.
But it's just about how you feel inside. I'm joking around, but it's about how you feel.
No, and that's what I mean by your authentic self. It's
Yeah.
like people would say to me, "You look great. You don't need to lose any weight. What are you talking about?" And I'd be like, "Yes, I look great. However, I do not feel comfortable in
Right.
my own skin.
Mhm.
And uh, I want to, lose those extra couple pounds so that I feel sexy at the end of the day."
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, it's all about your perception of self,
Yes.
right? And how you feel about yourself. Definitely. Definitely, definitely, definitely. And so I'm just imagining, because I've been in that fashion world a little bit. There was a time where I had a business partner and we had a company called Pink Ink, and we used to be stylists
Mm-hmm.
for people. So we were in that world a little bit, and it is very interesting, uh, the expectation of what you're supposed to look like, and how if you're in that world, you have to always be on.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, you can't really walk out of your house in track pants, because then people are like, "What's wrong with you? Oh my gosh, are you sick?" Like, no, I'm just chilling. Right?
So I actually created a seminar on that because my whole thing is that your business card is you.
Yes.
When you leave the house, your business card is you. So unless you're fighting a cold or a flu, whenever you need to leave the house, as you call it, you need to be on,
Hmm.
because you never know where you're going to meet your next client. You could meet them, and as a fashion stylist, your wardrobe does all the talking for you.
It's true.
So if you're standing in line at the grocery store and a girl comes up to you and be like, "Oh my God, I love your trench coat. Where did you get it?" Or, "I love how you mix those prints together. How do you do that?" That's where you get your clients.
Hmm.
And I've had so many. That's actually how I started out being a personal fashion stylist. So in every corporate job that I had before, I actually became the go-to fashion girl.
So, girl, you must have some nice clothes.
Oh, I do. I'm actually staring at them right now.
So tell us where you go, because I love clothing, but I love getting a good deal on the clothing too.
Okay.
Like, I'll have some great pieces that I'll invest some money in,
Right.
but I also want to grab something that's nice, but at a nice discounted price too, right?
Okay.
So for the ladies out there that don't necessarily have the budget to buy the expensive clothing, what
Right.
can they do?
So, for the women who don't have the budget, what you need to do is figure out where you need to invest your money. So, if you're in corporate, the biggest investment you're going to make, depending on your corporate workwear, is a great suit, a great three-piece suit that you can mix and match and mix it up and everything, or a nice black dress, or like staples. You need to build your wardrobe based on staples. The staples are where you need to invest your money on. Everything else is extra. That's where places like Zara, Forever 21, H&M, Urban Planet, that's where those come in, because that way you can spend money on a top. If you only wear it for one season, so what? You got your money's worth out of it. While as staples like dresses, coats, pants, skirts, those are where you want to spend the money, because you're going to wear those for anywhere from 3 to 5 years.
Yes. And actually, one of the things that we used to tell women is that secondhand stores in really nice neighborhoods are a good place to go to get some really nice clothing at a nice price.
So there's those too. Like, I do believe in you need to work with a great consignment store. But as well, if you develop a great relationship with a local boutique, they will always tell you when they're having their sales, when they're bringing in the fresh merchandise, and you can pick and choose from that as well. Because I have a boutique that I love, and I always go to her. She's on the top of my mind every single time I have anything, from a wedding to even if I'm going to appear on a show or anything like this. Now, I'm going to be honest, I came from the gym. And so today my tank top, you can't see it, but it actually says sexy abs in cash flow, yo. And it was given to me by a phenomenal woman entrepreneur by the name of Christy Primer.
Oh, Christy, she's in Sarnia.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, yeah. Christy, I've been meaning to meet up with her. I think we scheduled something and then something happened and we couldn't. But yeah, seems like an amazing woman.
She is.
And so along the journey, so let's go back a little bit, because we've talked about fashion, we've talked about self-love, and something that you've talked about throughout that's kind of woven in there is the importance of mentors, coaches.
Yes.
Right? So tell us a little bit about how you've felt about working with mentors and coaches and how that's helped you to get to where you are right now.
For every great successful business that has come along, they all have as I'm going to call it, a panel of mentors. There are 3 to 5 people that they can go to for certain things, and they're each experts in their own right. And I know I have about 3 mentors that I always talk to all the time to get advice on what I should do when I'm in what I call my thinking mode, where I have a great idea and I want to see if it'll work or not. And I pitch it to them first and I get their feedback. Then as well, I actually do have a business coach. My business coach is Colin Sprake.
Okay.
And he's actually having a 2-hour event coming up on February 22nd. And for any of the attendees on this webinar, they can reach out to me for complimentary passes.
Oh, that is awesome. So can you make sure to post that on, maybe put it in here, and then I can, in the chat, and then I can make sure that the people viewing the replay will get that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, if you put it in the chat, it should show up.
Yes.
Yeah, so that is amazing. The importance of having mentors and coaches, and the right ones, the ones that you click with, because I mean, there's a lot of great coaches out there, but if you don't click with them and they don't see your vision, then it's kind of difficult to move forward
Mhm.
with them, right? And then it just leads to a lot of frustration. So how were you able to figure out who you wanted to surround yourself with? What were some of the criteria for you?
So my criteria is that they need to be like-minded. So they need to be an advocate for women. They're looking to take women and women businesses to the next level in their own businesses.
Mm-hmm.
And then also they are always looking out for women. So they respect women very, very highly. And
Okay.
that's what actually attracted me to my business coach, because he truly respects and values his wife and all the women that are a part of his organization.
Okay. Nice. Nice. So we told the viewers that we were going to talk about three things tonight: fashion,
Absolutely.
self-love, and then being single in 2018. Or in a dating type of relationship. And so
Right.
it is Valentine's Day, and therefore we're both wearing red. And
Yes.
I was telling one of my friends that about the subjects that we were talking about tonight, and he's like, "Oh man, you guys are gonna bash men." And I'm like, "No, we're not.
No.
We're not gonna bash men at all."
No. I'm actually in a long-term relationship, so I'm not gonna bash men at all.
That's right. That's right. That's right. So dating in this, like you're in a relationship, you said a long-term relationship.
Yes.
Um, do you find that you're treated differently in terms because you're not married than if you were single, like by yourself? Because I find that sometimes when I was married, I was treated a certain way. And then when I got divorced, I was treated a certain way. And it's just interesting the perception people have of you when depending on your status.
So you see, I've never let my relationship status define me.
Awesome.
And so with me, I'm still the same person, whether I'm single or whether I'm in a relationship. I still make time for all of my girlfriends. We still have girl nights. We still hang out. And you just need to find the right man for you. And the right man for me has always honored the fact that I have girlfriends, and always asks me about them, and it will be like, so when's your next girls night, or when's your next this, always making sure that he's honoring that I'm spending time with them.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's one of the key foundations of a relationship, is that your partner needs to respect the other friendships. Like, I respect all of his relationships with, as I call them, his boys,
Mm-hmm.
and he respects all of the relationships that I have with my girls.
Right.
And regardless if you're married, single, in a long-term relationship, at the end of the day, the friends and the family, they help to create that bond, because my family looks to him as part of our family too.
Right.
And his family does just the same. So with that, once you have that connection, then you will realize that regardless of your status, you will be the same person.
Yeah. It boils down to everyone being respectful of everyone, essentially.
Yes.
So being respectful of the relationships that you've had already in terms of your friendships, being respectful of your family relationships, and then your friends and family being respectful of the fact that you're in a relationship and you need to spend time with him.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. So it boils down to respect and communication.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. See everybody, we weren't bashing anyone.
No, not at all.
We're respecting everyone.
No men bashing here.
No, no, no. It's been awesome. So I'm going to go into Facebook right now and see if there's been any questions. If anyone has any questions at all for Caryn.
Sure.
Caryn, let us know what are some of the big things happening with Diva Girl and the things that you're up to. I'm going to just take a look at some of the questions that might be on.
Sure. So in the meanwhile, next week on February 19th, it's actually Family Day here.
Mm-hmm.
We're having a financial expert chat with my dear friend Laura Furtado,
Okay.
and she's teaching us all about how to be successful and wealthy.
That is important.
Yes.
That is
And
important.
and then as well, we're gearing up within Diva Girl Fashion for our first seasonal fashion conference
Mm-hmm.
of 2018, known as Diva Girl Fashion Friday Spring Runway. It's going to be on March 23rd, and we currently have early bird tickets available until next Friday.
Awesome. So can you tell us about how we can get those? Where do we go?
You go on eventbrite.com. As well, you can visit our Facebook page, Diva Girl Toronto, and all of the events are listed.
Nice. Nice. Okay. And the first event that you were talking about, the financial seminar, where is that on Eventbrite as well?
It's actually on our SparkSo. I will put the link out for anybody who would like to know. It's actually on our Facebook page. So if you click on the cover page to our Facebook page, it'll take you directly to the ticket link.
Awesome. And so we have people viewing all over the world.
Oh,
And so we've got Toronto covered. Anything going on in Montreal and Philly that we need to know about?
yes, we have several events coming up, especially in Philadelphia.
Okay.
In May, we have our annual Diva Girl Philadelphia Health and Wellness Fitness Conference.
Ooh.
And it's going to be a phenomenal experience. Majette and Joy are phenomenal women that put it on every year.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great experience. I actually call these health, wellness, and fitness conferences the ultimate girls' day slumber party, because you go in your yoga wear
Uh-huh.
and you take your notebook and your bottle of water and snacks and everything, and you go and you get to meet so many phenomenal women.
Mm.
I remember when I went to my first one, I went completely by myself and I walked out with 10 new girlfriends.
Nice. Nice. You know, it's interesting because I've gone to some of those types of conferences, and it's true because you're with like-minded people. If they're there, they're probably looking for the same thing that you're looking for, right? And you just
Absolutely.
leave, and they're lifetime relationships that you build. So I really value my time at those conferences. You know what? For those of you in London, if you want to travel down to Philly, let's do a road trip. It's in May.
It's in May, but we're also going to have one here in Toronto in May.
Okay, so a road trip to Toronto.
Road trip, you could do one to Toronto, you could do one to Philadelphia. There's many events in Montreal going on if you ever want to do a road trip to Montreal. Kamisa, our head organizer, she would love to have you.
Awesome. So tell us how we can get a hold of you, Caryn. How can we
Oh,
get a hold
there's multiple ways. You can email me directly at fashion@divagirl-inc.com. You can connect with me on our Facebook page, Diva Girl Toronto, Instagram at Diva Girl Fashion Toronto, and also on LinkedIn at Caryn Parchment.
Awesome. So I'm going to make sure that I have all of those handles in the replay so that people can make sure to find you. Caryn, thank you so much. Was there anything else that you wanted to share with us tonight?
To everyone who's watching this, male, female, if you have a business, if you're looking to start a business, keep going. You will get there every day, every hour, every minute of hard work that you put into it. Whether it's a year from now, a couple years from now, people will take notice and you will start to build your success. Because, for example, my first event after my launch, I had 10 women attend. Now at my events, I have over 100 women attending.
Mm.
And that's after 3 years of solid, hardcore work. So keep going, keep striving, and never give up.
Thank you, Caryn. And you know what? There was somebody that needed to hear that tonight. I know it. I know it. Thank you so much, Caryn. If there's anybody in the replay, I will make sure that Caryn gets those questions and as well as any encouragement that you want to send her. She's been amazing, wonderful. Your spirit is just so beautiful. So thank you so much,
Thank
Caryn,
you.
for being here tonight. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody.
Yes, happy Valentine's Day.
Make it a night where you're going to really love on yourself. Okay, love yourself, do good for you, and it'll just spill over into the rest of the world. Okay, good night. Thank you, Caryn. Again, thank you. Appreciate you. And we will be in touch. I'll make sure to get your handles out to everybody.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for having me on your In Conversation. And to everyone out there, yes, happy Valentine's Day. And to all the single ladies, happy Galentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day. Yes, for sure. All right. Good night, everyone. And we will see you for a special edition on Friday. We are going to be meeting with Delicioso. They are a group of women, two sisters and mother team. And they create natural, all natural products, makeup products, and skincare. So actually, Caryn, there's people that I think you need to talk to.
Yes,
I think there's some synergy there. So we'll make sure to make that connection. So we'll see you Friday evening for In Conversation with Delicioso. And Caryn, thank you so much for being here.
my pleasure. Have a good night.
Good night.